EWC 26. We have many activities that we can do before the games, in between the games, and after the games. And I think Max is there currently doing something. So let's see if maybe we can go in and give him a bit of a challenge, as he almost just absolutely ate it. Max, come over here, Max.
I'm training, I'm doing my routine.
No. I think you've been training. Let's do a 1v1. Pick a spot somewhere over here. If you make it, I'll try to match the shot.
I'm gonna wreck you.
Oh, let's see if he can actually do this. All right, come on now.
On the X.
Okay, all right, on the X. Let's see if it's gonna go in.
I checked the math. The best way to throw a basketball is actually the granny shot like this.
Let's see if it's gonna happen. Oh my, okay, you know what? I'll give it a chance.
I'm just giving you a chance right now.
Okay, here, hold on to this.
Okay, come on. Mr. 7WG in the court. Yeah, the granny shot. From behind. No way, Jose, that was terrible. Wait, he's cheating. You just got 2 in a row. That was actually not bad.
That was close. We're getting closer and closer. We're gonna keep on practicing, and we'll see if maybe one of us can make the shot. Come on, Max, you gotta make at least one for us. Okay, well, we'll keep on practicing our skills. Back to more PMWC at EWC 26.
We were there for every click, every clutch, every respawn. We were there for the years of grind, and we're here. Now, the proud founding partner of EWC, powering the biggest event in gaming.
लवली खेले भाई उमेश्वरी खेल दिए ब्रो एस पावर सौम्य मान्या आइजलिंग भाई पहली फाइट लिए 5 मिनट्स निकाले फिर सौम्य ने इतना बढ़िया किया एडमिनो गेमिंग भाई चिकन भाई आना ही था भाई चिकन क्या लवली खेले भाई जिस तरह से भी खेले ना भाई क्या बोलूं मैं शॉट दिए बे शॉट भाई ऐसे ही रोज खेले लोग ऐसे ही फाइनल में भाई मतलब हाश डे 2 बोलते ना भाई डे 2 कमबैक होता है गॉडलाइक का ये तो बात सच है भाई डे 2 कमबैक होता है गॉडलाइक का डे 2 कमबैक ऑफ गॉडलाइक भाई ऐसे ही खेलते रहे तो अमेजिंग भाई क्या बंदे ने कमेंट किया है गॉडलाइक का चिकन हो गया हाँ भाई चिकन हो गया भाई लाइक कर दो सब्सक्राइब कर दो अच्छा भाई 21-25 पॉइंट का है ना चिकन आई डोंट नो भाई कितने पॉइंट का है रुको मैं काउंट करता हूँ पहले
But sending an extra player from Godlike up to there to defeat, to defend, to get those nades, some excellent nades coming in from them. A very well-deserved win coming in from Godlike.
I mean, in particular, when talking about grenades, Somme, oh my goodness, some of the fights he was taking inside of Neox factory, he put a nade like literally on 2 extra floors up in that building, and he just gets it on that player up there. It was incredible stuff from Somme, Admino 2. No eliminations coming out from Manya, but he was like the RTS master, just putting his troops where they need to be to get that chicken dinner. So great IGLing, great fragging power, and of course, they're getting a total of 20 elims on a rondo. Oh my goodness, they're here to play.
Impressive stuff there out of Godlike. You might be wondering, why are we comparing them with 7-1 DS? Because this squad needed to make sure they got out of the bottom 3, and they were able to do just that, Lace.
Yeah, I mean, they're clearly understanding the assignment today. They had a 2.1 average point day yesterday. So, you know, this is clear. This is clear that they had to do this. They cleared that eastern side, transitioned smoothly into the middle of zone with 8 eliminations. No team casualties is a massive turnaround for this team. Then to cut the head of the snake. Taking down Vitality is a huge power play. And I mean, this was a crucial 15 eliminations that they added to their tally to put them in 11th spot.
Yeah, that's going to be a massive push. They started the day in 15th place. A team that needs those points. Godlike as well. With this, Godlike moving even closer and closer to the finals as we take a look at the match ranking here. Hora Esports, I mean, we'll get a chance to talk about Yangon Galacticos in a bit, but Hora Esports continuing to be consistent as well with that fragging power we know they're capable of.
Yeah, very happy about Hora Esports, right? We saw No Fear get some really good fights from their side. Unfortunately, at the end, didn't have the numbers to really defend against Yangon Galacticos going for their crossing over. But I want to highlight one team that's very important here in terms of storylines at the bottom of the rankings. It's 7-2-1 GS Esports. They woke up massively here on Rondo. 15 eliminations, 1 placement point, which is, you know, like meh, okay, sure. But overall, 7-2-1 doing a massive push to get rid of that bottom 3 slot.
Exactly. I mean, that's what Lace was just talking about as well with Alpha 7. Alpha 7 ends up getting those 9 eliminations. This is good for this squad, but one thing that we need to point out is those teams that they were trying to hunt down for the top 5, they were still alive.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit interesting to see how it goes into the next couple of games with this. I do want to say one thing though, is A7, much better to see what we got coming in for A7.
Yeah, I mean, they had better scouting today. Yeah. So you could clearly see that they were actually
than going out.
Got him up, and that does deny the point at least. So if they go down the blue zone, then they're going to deny it here. Romeo inching up little by little, is going to try to make a play though. Here he goes, throwing some nades out. Gets knocked there. And so easy said, yeah, no, I'm getting that confirmation. I need those points.
Just say Cloud left them. He's still got a ton of utility left to
टीम से निकाली जो भाई चैंपियन टीम थी भाई, चाइना की बेस्ट टीम थी वो। भाई अमेजिंग भाई, 30 बॉम्बर भाई, 30 बॉम्बर, वो भी ईडब्ल्यूसी में। अमेजिंग भाई, ईडब्ल्यूसी में 30 बॉम्बर भाई, बहुत होता है, बहुत होता है 30 बॉम्बर, 30 बॉम्बर। अमेजिंग भाई, बढ़िया। सौम्य यहाँ से पहले तो सौम्य भाई के लिए सैल्यूट। अमेजिंग सौम्य भाई, 5 से सौम्य पावर भी में से बैंगलोर गेमिंग ने भी 3 फिनिशर्स निकाला। अमेजिंग भाई, जो यहाँ पे बढ़िया लोग फाइट लेते हैं, जिस तरह से फाइट लेते हैं। अमेजिंग, अगली फाइट लिया भाई, पैडमिंटन भाई देख रहे, फुल पीओवी देख रहे, देखो तो फुल पिक करके देख रहे स्मोक के अंदर। बंदे ये लोग भी जान रहे सुपर बंदे, लोगों ने पहले ही ऊपर का पॉइंट नहीं लेते ना भाई, तो अपना चिकन नहीं आता। सौम्य भाई के लिए सैल्यूट भाई। सौम्य भाई ने स्टार्टिंग में पॉइंट दिलाया, एस पावर ने भी स्टार्टिंग में पॉइंट दिलाया भाई। जिस तरह से रोटेशन ने लिया, अरे अमेजिंग भाई। वो लोग डीप करके ऊपर जा रहे थे, पहले तो अपना एक को नॉक किए, फिनिश किए, वो लग रहा है मेरे को किल चोरी हो गया था लगा, बट किल निकलता है, एक लास्ट वाला किल निकल गया। देखो ये भी किल चोरी हो गया भाई, मतलब पूरा किल ही चोरी हो गया। एक टीम का मेरे को लग रहा है 4 बंदे का किल तो चोरी हो गया था अपना। बाकी हम यहाँ से मारते हैं, वो शायद से फिनिशर्स में 5 फिनिशर्स मारे, पावर ने भी 5 फिनिशर्स मारे, अम्बे भाई ने भी 5 फिनिशर्स निकाले। ये फाइट निकाली है ना भाई, जो ये फाइट निकाली है ना, अमेजिंग फाइट। बंदा सीधा रश कर दिया, सीधा रश गेम प्ले। एडमिन गेमिंग अपना आप साले आप देखो, रश कर दिया भाई, एडमिन भाई डर नहीं रहे भाई। सामने भाई से भाई लवली फाइट था भाई। ग्रेनाइड भाई, मेरे मत बोलो, दिखता थोड़ी, बैठ के बैठ जाओ। मेरा मैच चल रहा है, मेरे को मैच करना है। हाँ
The energy of this arena says
For a minute here, because there is already a 15-point gap, Jackie, between 5th and 6th place. And with how these top 5 teams have been playing, woo, it's going to be pretty tough to cross that.
Yeah, it's feeling really defined already, right? That's kind of what we were talking about, the downtime between last game and this one. So effectively, yeah, you've got to just keep your eyes locked in at who's in the bottom. Right now, that's the biggest area of movement we're looking at, where realistically there is chances for some teams to save what could have otherwise been a really rough run in Group B. Our top dogs, though, unless teams start targeting them, Jukes, and things get spicy, I feel like they've just looked so consistent. They've looked so hardy. It's going to be really rough to push them out of this position.
It's going to be tough indeed, but if you're going to go ahead and make it happen, the groups, right? We still have survival stage coming up, but it's all come down to this. So yeah, 15-point gap. Now, you know, mathematically, for all you guys watching, you're like, hey, come on, it's 15 points. It can still happen, right? And it definitely can. The issue is the fact that the top 5 teams are still going to get points, right? So, you know, if we see the top 5 put up 5 points,
टॉप प्लेयर में इनके 3 बंदे भाई, डैमेज में भी 3 बंदे, डोमिनेशन देखे तो इन लोग का डोमिनेशन, सोचो भाई डोमिनेशन, इस हिसाब से तो ड्रॉ फाइट होने वाली है भाई सभी, ये टीम बहुत आसपास दिख रही है, अगर बीजू और ये लो भाई करनी भाई, जोन तो जाएगा, ओपन जोन में जाएगा ताकि शूटिंग रेंज, मेरे हिसाब से शूटिंग रेंज ये ऐसा मैच बना था, फाइट ना होना चाहिए भाई, फाइट हो गया, फिनिशेस निकाल लो, अच्छे से फाइट हो जाए, क्योंकि अभी सारे बंदे जाएंगे, शूटिंग रेंज कोई लुटेगा, कोई इससे नहीं लुटेगा, कोई इससे तो चलो भाई चालू करते हैं.
They're in 6th place with 46 points. They're right there below that cutoff, and this is not the best circle for them at all.
No, far harder of a rotation, obviously something they're quite comfortable with in terms of the drop location, but like you say, having to make that whole wrap is going to be brutal for them. But we've got something that's going to be very exciting for all of the viewers.
देखो मेरी मम्मी फेसबुक पे क्या देख रही है, ये ऑक्टोपस, अरे अरे दिखाता हूँ आपको, बंदा पानी के अंदर गया तो ऑक्टोपस ने पकड़ लिया, देख रहे हो भाई, हाँ उसे डर तो लगता है भाई, ये इसमें डर लगता है भाई कि इस तरह भाई ऑक्टोपस बहुत चिपक जाता है अपने बॉडी पे, बहुत टाइम लगता है, उनको छुड़ाने का टेक्निक होता है, वो मछुआरे लोग रहते हैं उनको ही मालूम रहता है, अब जैसे कि तुम जा रहे हो, तुम पानी में तुम्हारे पर चिपक गया, तुम थोड़ा जाओगे, अगर उसे खींचोगे, तुम खींचना तो पकड़ोगे तो उसका खड़क होते रहता है और उतना तुमको जगह रहता है, समझी, मम्मी ये सब देखती है भाई,
Man squad for Horo. If this is a bit more of a weakened knee, there's a chance we're obviously Godlike thinking, right, we can try and lap them, push ourselves. The other teams, not so much. Still got to be a far better game.
Man, I tell you, if I'm any of these other teams in this lobby, and I see Godlike already starting off with elimination, I'm talking about Young Galacticos all the way down to Tianba. It still freaks me out to see Tianba down in 13. I had them as a lock for top 5 here. That's going to make the survival stage that much more interesting, though, right? I mean, we heard Neptura, right? She was happy to see some movement from Alpha 7. I am as well, but you got to look at the reality of things, right? Like, that game was good, but it did nothing. It really didn't do anything when it comes to them trying to make it into top 5, purely because of how good our top 5 teams did.
Yeah, that's the kind of the, you know, the
top 5 जो team है ना भाई, top 5 team भाई देखो, best team top 5 में best team अल्फा अल्फा को छोड़ के बाकी बेस्ट टीम 5 टॉप 5 के अंदर है। सोच लो भाई ग्रैंड फाइनल कितना तगड़ा होने वाला है, ग्रैंड फाइनल कितना हार्ड होने वाला है, कितना अपने गॉडलाइक को प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगा। कोच के पास मान लो कोच है, गॉडलाइक के पास कोच नहीं आया, स्मोकी भाई नहीं आया इस बार, नहीं है, स्मोकी भाई को आना पड़ेगा ग्रैंड फाइनल पहले, कि मान्या भाई इतना नहीं संभाल पाएंगे, ऐसा भी हुआ था बीच भी आए थे, तो पहले ही आना पड़ेगा। मेरे को तो लग रहा है अभी गॉडलाइक अभी जोन के अंदर ही है शायद से, सेंटर पे जाएंगे तो उनको बहुत मुश्किल पड़ेगी, क्योंकि सारी टीम सेंटर पे आएंगे फाइट, और इसके लिए बहुत दिक्कत पड़ेगा फिर। तो सेंटर मैच भी थोड़े मोटे सेंटर के थोड़ा लूटिंग, डिसेंट से लूटिंग हो जाए तो बहुत बढ़िया रहेगी। बाकी चालू करते हैं फटफट।
Yangon Galacticos taking some shots over onto S2G. A bit of a sleeper squad to the previous game. Gave a good run of things, all things considered, with how they approached it. Kamikaze limping away, crossing his fingers, thinking maybe there's a chance, maybe I can get picked up. Just don't give Marnet another knock for free off the back of it. That's the worst case.
I already know what he's telling his teammate. I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. I promise, I'm trying to give you, and he got it. Nice. Okay. Able to catch Kamikaze there, but Yangon Galacticos are looking in this direction. Ooh, those stairs. All it takes is one little bullet through it, but oh, he does get that res. So now, hopefully, we're going to see Kamikaze get to safety. This is a bridge gatekeep on a northern zone, too. That's ridiculous. I'm surprised we're seeing Yangon Galacticos take so much time to do this, because this is on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, they're not on the mainland. They've got a long way to go as well. You got a lot of attention from them, at least looking back over towards the coast. I mean, Smile's in a position where potentially they're not ready for the read. If he bobs up Jigs.
Circle, like, I get you're trying to hunt down 4 eliminations, but that's not enough, right? In order to get into that top 5, it's chicken dinner time. So to risk putting yourself behind positioning wise is just not worth it. I think at this point, just leave this fight, go into the circle, try to get into that end game.
Gone on the underside of the bridge, so Kamikaze can at least keep himself safe for now and try and catch him off guard, peeking from the other angle.
2 मिनट क्या तुम मरती रहती हो, इतना मत क्या करो यार। भाई oh yes, Yasna pe apni team Yasna pe.
Such a lucky third party, and it could work out. But at the end of the day, that zone goes even more north. This strategy is looking more grim by the second.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier for them, does it? They're so close, man, in terms of the standings. So, like, they're super heavily convinced about this being worth it. But you can see the difference of a team like Vitality. They've gone, right, it's time to go. There's no one on our bridge. Let's get out of here safely.
जोन बन रहा है बाकी टीम देखो उधर ही जा रही है 7 ने साइड ही जा रही है जितना हम लोग एरिया कब्जा कर लेंगे उतना बढ़िया रहेगा और ये फाइट होने वाली मेरे को लग रहा है देखो भाई सामने ड्रॉप दिख रहा है वो एरिया लोग कवर कर लिया है लो फाइट हो गई खत्म भाई ओ पीछे पीछे अरे अरे इंस्टॉल किया खत्म भाई लो खत्म हो गए बे
Also right on top of them. The dinner bell's been rung, Jukes, and this is what we're expecting to see. What's going on? Alpha 7?
The aggression is ramping up. I think they listen to their coaches. They're like, we have to.
भाई अल्फा 7 बाहर में जा अल्फा 7
A7 down to a single player. It's disaster for the Brazilian team.
वो इतना तकलीफ हो रही है ना मैं अभी काम देख रहा हूँ तुमको करने दो समझी वीडियो समझिए ना तुम्हारा भी आवाज जाता है उसमें फालतू चीज मत बोलो अभी हाँ डांटोगे ना एक वहां से मुंह बंद कर दूंगा मैं मम्मी चिल्ला रही है भाई हाँ अबे भाई मेरी सीन छोड़ रहा है बे मम्मी चिल्ला रही है भाई अब क्या बोलूं मम्मी को बस समझा नहीं सकते हैं ना मम्मी तो मम्मी होती है इनको कौन समझा पाएगा भाई दुनिया में
Them already.
We'll have to see how Irina, Godlike, do in this game. But now we're just going to see Alpha 7. Yeah, Obscure just going to have to do something for his team here. Really, really needs to sneak away a couple of eliminations.
You see the migration from S2G, the Didder band and their post in the end, leaving the bridge. Here's the replay. Okay, so this is it. It looks like it was the teammate, then I imagine, on the bounce.
Oh no!
Saw it in the Elim feed, Jukes. I'm thinking, how on earth has this happened? Like, you just trapped in a building? What's going on? The strafe with a nade. Oh, mate.
Those windows used to be bigger. I think that's what it was.
I don't even know if that would have helped, but nade's not that big.
You gotta thread that needle, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, it didn't. It wasn't really a needle, it was a whole window. But you know what? It happens. It happens. You're under pressure. You got vehicles driving up on you. You're trying to make it to the finals, and just one little misplay, you get punished. Yesterday, we saw with the Wolves, right?
भाई अपने को भी मुसीबत पड़ने वाली क्योंकि दो टीम है एक टीम भी अपने से लड़ाई करने गए तो दूसरी भी थर्ड पार्टी करने का चांस रहेगा सोच रहे हो थर्ड पार्टी करने का चांस अगर वर्ल्ड लाइक भिड़ी तो एनएस थर्ड पार्टी कर देगी सिंपल पीछे से दो टीम आ रही है देखो दो टीम आ रही है अगर अपनी फाइट इससे भी होती है वाईजी से तो फिर एनएस थर्ड पार्टी कर देगी हाँ अगर फाइट हुई वाईजी से और एनएस से तो हम लोग थर्ड पार्टी कर सकते हैं फिनिशर्स मिल सकते अपने को आई होप ऐसा ही हो वाईजी फाइट कर ले एनएस से वर्ल्ड लाइक थर्ड पार्टी कर दे मस्त फिनिशर्स मिल जाएंगे फिर से
This lobby, who, in my opinion, QZZ is one of the best players in the world. To see them struggle so hard in Group B is just shocking for me. But let's look over here at E-Arena, who are going to have the warehouse near Severny. This is a really solid position. No matter where the zone goes, they're going to have a lot of real estate to be able to drive to there. So let's see how they decide to defend against it. It's not even that easy to press up on.
TT on the quick rotate. Last remember from Alpha 7 there in Obscure, down on the deck. And they're getting themselves into the zone, forging a path forward, and thankfully haven't been popped off by any of the teams in these positions, although maybe that will change with no fear. Oh, chip damage, Jukes, but not enough.
Put some shots down range, and now everyone's playing keep away. Say, hey, no, someone's here. Do not full send it onto my building, please and thank you. Oh, Wolves, okay. Nice nade there on the 721 GS. That's a huge fight. That's 10th and 11th place going at it. But it looks like they are just within little nade range. Not fighting it out just yet. Now we're gonna look at Godlike. Okay, Godlike mighty close here to Young on Galacticos.
क्या हो गया एडमिनो भाई को क्या हो गया अच्छा हाँ एडमिनो भाई का सीन हो गया एडमिनो भाई पर हाँ ये लोग घूम के आ सकते हैं बे घूम के आएंगे तो बहुत बढ़िया आई होप ये लोग घूम के ही आए
The arena resetting off the back of it. Grab Mormon, throw him in the vehicle. And get away to pick him up.
Yeah, wild. Maybe you guys just go in the zone, we do as well? Well, let's see what happens.
Yangon don't want that smoke, man. Ooh, Snake Cloud with the back exposed. S-Power.
Lucky.
I know, dude. He's been so slick as well. That's the one time we've not seen him get an instant elim off something like that.
Yeah, I didn't think he was expecting to see someone white out in the open. And when you just give him that tiny pixel, he knocks it.
No push होगा oh bum bum bum oh S power come on S power come on S power nice grenade oh yes एक और ग्रेनेड है बस कम डैमेज दिया पीछे से एडमिनो गेमिंग आ गया पीछे से एडमिनो भाई आ गया पीछे से एडमिनो भाई आ गया एडमिनो भाई ओपी भाई अगर एक एडमिनो भाई ने एक बंदे को भी नॉक कर दिया ना अपनी टीम थर्ड पार्टी अरे यार क्या है ना भी से फाइट करेंगे ना अपने को जोन पे टाइम लगेगा अगर एडमिनो भाई भी नॉक होते हैं ना फिर इनको रिवाइव करने का चांस कम हो जाएगा उसको मालूम पड़ गया कि एक बंदा आया ऊपर बंदे वापस से रिवाइव हो गए फाइट तो लेंगे भाई फाइट से गॉड लाइक नहीं भागेगी छोड़ के जाएंगे लोग इनसे फाइट लिए टॉप 2 पे एंट्री हो जाएगी हमारी इनका ये आइटम हमने फोड़ दिया अब चांस ही नहीं है वो जाना ही पड़ेगा जोन के अंदर जाना ही पड़ेगा फाइट ले बस ये लोग फाइट ले लो फाइट ले लो फाइट ले लिया अरे क्या कर रहे हैं लोग ओ सही है जल्दी जाओ अरे ओपन में आ गए रे किधर जा रहे तू अबे तेरी भेस की टिक करके मर रहा है तू अरे अरे ओ कम ऑन एडमिनो भाई भाग रहा बंदा आना भाई डर रहे क्या आना भाई अभी आना गया तू भाई से बढ़िया तू इधर ही पॉइंट दे दे स्माइल भाई स्माइल करो कि तुम्हारी टीम को उन्होंने मारा समझे लो एक और टीम आ गई भाई बहुत विल्ला टाइम हो रहा है बे बहुत घटिया टाइम चल रहा है एडमिनो भाई क्या कर रहे हो एडमिनो भाई जल्दी जाओ जोन में ये लो भाई एनएस की टीम बोला ना मैं थर्ड पार्टी कर देंगे बहुत दिक्कत हो जाएगी एनएस तो भगा रहे भाई गॉड लाइक एज पे अटकी पड़ी है भैया विल्ला फाइट हो गई चलो भाई आ गए जोन में जाना पड़ेगा बे अगर जोन में जाएंगे ना भाई बहुत ऐसी जगह ढूंढना पड़ेगा सामने जोन में जा सकते थे
Maybe that's what the S stands for.
There you go. I wouldn't fault him for it. He's been living up to the brand with the plays he's been making. The arena. A lot of utility left to work with, and they're casting that up towards this little ridge. A rock between them and ETSH. Nearby bounce on the nade. Apriko's got to double back slightly for Hita. Somewhat effective in these angles. Slight off angle where he can peek down on you. He loves these sort of peaks.
Come on, Fajita. Let's see what you can do. Oh, Attorney K getting hit with that nade. He's going to back it on up. So you know what? I'll leave those smokes right there. Looks like they're seeming to throw a bombardment on them. So Arena doing a good job. Back it up. Just, hey, take our time. We can't afford to get knocked here. This is still stage 5. This is wild. I mean, I think these teams in the mid-pack all played super aggressive, and it just didn't work out for, like, almost any of them.
It's the exact opposite. Of what really they needed to get out from this one. The rich will only get richer towards the top. And our bottom 3 squads all still in the running. That's where the movement could be off a game like this. VTSH can keep up the gameplay we've seen with 4 players alive and 7 elims in the bank already. Maybe they can start to climb out.
Nice knock there. Kamikaze gets a knife. Onto Admino from Godlike. Here we go. It's
down to 2. Lost, living up to his name because he's panicking right now. Can't quite find him. But S-Power takes a bullet to the back of the head. The SMG delivers. Goodbye, Godlike. As S2G went out on that one.
huge play on the side of S2G right there. Right on time, too. You take out Godlike, who have now moved into 2nd place. You got to get these reses, though, and the blue zone is closing. They're going to go ahead and pick him up, get him into that vehicle. It's smoke. Oh, never mind. Says, this ride is for myself and myself alone as I'm driving into a whole bunch of shots. Oh, Soul K. That is looking like it is going to be it. Yeah, he has to move away from the vehicle. It explodes. And S2G, nice fight, but not able to convert anything afterwards.
Hey, there's Vitality as well, getting LOS onto that. They see them and instantly. Farm through, stealing away some extra points. Does Smart.
नहीं मैं लाइव स्ट्रीम कर रहा हूँ मैं नहीं जा रहा हूँ मम्मी क्या मालूम जाएगी नहीं बट मैं नहीं जा पाऊंगा हाँ मम्मी भी कहाँ जाएंगी मम्मी लो फोन अरे इधर है यार नीचे फेंका ले लो फोन दिमाग खराब करके रख दिया तो ये स्ट्रीम फोन के जा रहे 10 लोग
Crap, it was sprung, and he was able able to get out with the cheese. He got out with the
नेटवर्क में यार क्या फालतू चल रहा है बे
Nongshan Red Force get that thirst. And, you know, all the teams.
लाइक कुछ भी कर लो गॉड लाइक बढ़िया खेली है #2 पे आ गई है बस आशा करता हूँ कि 69 70
Teams at top are doing exactly what they need to. Hey, just survive, put some decent points on the board, and it's a lock. Considering that there's only 5 teams remaining.
टीम टॉप हो जाएगी
All these teams are going to be getting some good solid placement points. The real eyes on and storyline left is Ida. Like if you're Ida right now, the best
आवाज ही नहीं जाएगी
thing that could happen is you take out this entire lobby here and now.
Just have a monstrous game from it. Give it.
टॉप 6 पे 8 पे वो टीम चिकन निकालेगी तो वो भी आ जाएगी टॉप 5 में अगर E8 करके ना वो निकाल ली तो वो टॉप 2 पे आ जाएगी हम लोग रहेंगे टॉप
Your absolute all. It's not going to get any easier though. Weird timeline where Sleepy could
100% श्योर भाई गॉड लाइक भाई 6 राउंडों में 30 6 2 मैच में 36 पॉइंट निकाले अमेजिंग भाई
probably sneak into the zone unnoticed as well because Nonshin cleared this whole area, so they might not expect anyone to be there. They didn't.
ए यार दिमाग खराब होता है नेटवर्क
Find him tucked in behind the tree, so he's looking to just steal points if he can.
Schweppes practicing his TIG welding right there, making sure that he goes and he's walking that cup, fixing that vehicle, getting it loaded up for the rest of the match. I wonder if Ida has that IQ to understand if they were doing enough elimination feed tracking to have a good idea of who's left in this lobby. It's quite difficult with everything that's going on, but if they have a good solid idea of who's left, then they need to realize that they got to amp this aggression up. Like, why not? If you're Ida, you need to wipe this entire lobby out if you have a chance at getting top 5, because if you don't, and we see 4th and 5th place get chicken dinners, like top 5's gone.
Vaxel and Vitality crumble to Ida. They're starting to cook juice.
This is a perfect scenario for them, right? They got 2 players already taking a position in this next zone. They were able to clear out Team Vitality, and now they're getting towards that end game. It's still going to be quite difficult considering that you got E-Arena up on top with the circle priority, and most likely we're going to see Ida fight Nongshim Red Force. So if that does happen, never mind. Ida, they understand. They need to win this game, push up into E-Arena, challenge them, try to take them out as fast as possible, and then have to deal with Nongshim Red Force later.
So many smokes being arced here, setting themselves up for it, trying to create some semblance of cover to protect them from Nongshim, block off the line of sight, and then take the fight over. Deep nade in as well. Nongshim aren't sleeping either. They're thinking about just taking the hit to him. It could be a three-way battle for the finish instantly. Tizzy so low.
Oh, Schweppes got so much damage onto him. But now we're going to see Ida throw some good nades onto Nongshim Red Force. That's 2 knocks for them. This is the best case scenario. They need to wipe out this entire lobby if they want a chance. Here they go, and they are starting to do it little by little. But now E-Arena have woken up. Now they're starting to put in some work.
So much damage, so little time to try and fix the issues you've suffered from that encounter, and E-Arena know that the
ये के पास ऐसा पोजीशन है, वेट का पोजीशन है, चलो सामने से फाइट ले पा रहे, दो दो बंदे बचे, एक बंदा अगर भाई क्या बचा है, बंदे ने पोजीशन देख लिया, एक बंदा बचा है, और उनको मालूम लगा एक बंदा है ड्रॉप के पास, भाई बंदे को जोन से मर जाना चाहिए। ओ अबे नाइस बे, मतलब बचा दिए इसको, सबसे बढ़िया भाई, पीछे से आ गया, मर गया मर गया। ओ भाई ये 1v3 लेगा क्या? ओ चिकन थ्रो कर दिए भाई, 1v3 भाई, लवली भाई, लवली वे, प्रेडिक्शन सही था बे, आईडी चिकन निकाल लेगी, अमेजिंग भाई, 1v3 क्या खेलना है भाई, 1v4 तो गया बे रिको पे, भाई बंदा पहले मर गया, 3 बंदे बचे थे, इसको पहले से नॉक करके दिया, बंदे को सही मारा बे ऊपर वाला, और ये जो आया ना भाई, जुप जुप जुप जुप चुप चुप चुप चुप चुप करके मारता है भाई, लवली खेल रहा है ये। भाई मतलब रमेश भाई ने कमेंट किया है, भाई प्लस देखो भाई, प्लस देखो पीओवी, अगर बंदे का पीओवी देखा जाएगा ना भाई, जो टीम में चिल्ला रहे हैं, मेरे जोर से चिल्ला रहे हैं, काम से होते हैं लोग, जल्दी खेलते हैं लोग, जल्दी जल्दी खेलते हैं भाई, अमेजिंग भाई, रिपीट एलियन, दब दब कर रहा होगा, दब दब चिकन तो होगा, ऐसा बोल रहा होगा, आइसलिंग घुस हुआ रहेगा भाई, क्या ही खेल है, क्या ही खेल है।
And that is a kiss well deserved.
there was no buckshot in that shotgun, Jigs. It was all slugs. He just uppercutted the whole lobby.
Made a play. That was one of the plays of the tournament so far. I mean, 1v3 to win the game, and if this squad makes it into the finals, that was it right there, guys. That is the play that made that possible.
From feeling like it was becoming an impossibility to really just dialing in and immediately, like you say, locking in, knowing the game plan, understanding we have to fight. And they were so proactive that entire time.
Yep. And that's the thing though, guys, right, is you're in a situation where your back's against the wall and you can just look at it and be like, hey, you know what, whatever happens, happens. We're just going to play it out as is. No, like, this is what I love about this year in particular. We're seeing teams, coaches understand just doing whatever happens isn't going to work. You got to do something different. You got to adapt.
You do indeed. And we got to get down to the stage with Kalaris.
You guys had great eliminations to start things off over in Neox, and then from the north side of that circle, you looked very controlled, and then when SUG wrapped around, you looked super controlled against them as well. What was the game like from your perspective?
Our perspective was very simple and clear. We'll just play our natural game. We'll play in slow. Basically, we'll play in slow motion. We'll just go with the flow, and we'll try to clear our back as much as we can. And we did it very well. We executed the things very properly. So that's why we could secure the champion. Second dinner, sorry.
Looked fantastic, really did. That's a great start for you guys. If you continue that on, you're basically going to be qualified for the final, so it's looking really good right now. Game 2, of course, wide wrap on towards Stalba or on that east side, but then getting stuck on Stalba can be a little bit difficult there, and it kind of felt like that was the case for you guys. What was it like here from the team as a whole?
We did choke there because we planned something, but we didn't execute that in a proper way. That's what costed us the game, but hopefully we are looking forward to the next matches, and hopefully we'll do better comparatively. Yep.
It's looking good for Godlike. Thank you very much for joining.
주나요? 이용해. 차벽 이용해 오버. 공 왔다. 얘들아 왼쪽 보고 많아. 형 앞에 나무 기절. 나무 중간 나무. 나도 라스. 해단대. 나이스. Ben yine tepeye çıkabilirim muhtemelen.
Oğlum sen Rita gelen olmayacak dedin de şey gelmesin oğlum iyi.
Kim? Gelmez oğlum iyi ne işi var? Sen bakma önce bunlar. Ya beni almanız lazım ha yalnız. Derken sen alırsın beni tamam mı? Alırım da. Şundan enforce'u çekeyim. Yok kaçmışlar bunlar ya direkt. Yemeni falan yok mu ya? 6x. Nice. Mati orang. Masih ada peluru Ren? Itu bisa dapat 60 gua. Enggak ada 60. Udah enggak usah. Di berapa ya? NS ya? Guys. Bagian rata guys. 15 NS. Berapa mati 2? Orang mati berapa ya orang? Tadi gua bunuh 1. Mati gua. Oke. Di jamur ada yang mayat di jamur. Iya. Gua bunuh NS.ต้องตีมันไว้ชิ้นนี้สู้มาส่งนี้สู้ฟังกูเอารถมัวไปรับให้ต้องรับรถจะระเบิดตายมองโอเคตายมองผมอยู่นะถ้าเตอร์รอมา
Loving. Now in PUBG Mobile, co-created with PDP creator Nana, the Electron Energy said, the Proton Power said, this stunning alien fusion grows out. Log into PUBG Mobile and take your spin before it's gone, like Max has done. I have tried it as well. I'm gonna try it again today because that grows out looks sick.
It is amazing. And he's also glowing. It doesn't look like it right now in the picture, but it does actually glow quite a bit. So he's got some animation. It's themed around Pmwc. It's only W's for the skins right now.
And one team that was glowing in that last match was none other than Ida. Because Ida, my goodness, this is a squad that also needs to make sure they stay within that range of getting to the top 5. And they were able to do just that, Neptura.
They were indeed really looking forward to what they have coming in off the back of that big win, because yeah, they did play that very well. I want to point out specifically their smokes coming on in there. We were talking about this again, you know, analysts, we chat in the backstage area, but it was really nice to see them use those smokes against EA when they made that push onto Nongshim. It was a really good performance there to just make sure. And yeah, you're seeing the day 1 versus day 2, night and day. I mean, I think we saw that in game. We could see it very clearly, but night and day on those stats as well, looking very good for them.
I mean, I love this because I love having a look at their average of eliminations and being able to capitalize on that. And I want to give them a shot, get them whatever food they want, buy them whatever skin they want in PUBG Mobile, because it's insanity that Arena lost that with that much health and utility. Obviously, you know, popping on the zigzag, but was not prepared for that shotgun at the end. And you know what? Having teams that, you know, are creeping their way up from the bottom into these positions, they're locked in.
Yep.
And if you think you're at the top of the leaderboard and you're safe, it's not always the case.
It's definitely not always the case. Between Circle, for us, we're looking at the match ranking here. Teams 9 through 13 were eliminated, Max, which leaves a huge opening for those squads towards the bottom and also for those teams towards the top to just kind of expand that lead.
I mean, yeah, because it's so close towards the teams in the middle and especially the bottom of the pack, as you just said here, Seven. And because of that, I was expecting Tiamba to just kind of level up their aggression, which they actually did at the very start. They did go for a crash on, I believe it was 721 GS team. I'm like, yeah, this is great. But not on Circle 1 to Circle 2. You know, it's a little bit too early to go for a full commit fight and get instantly eliminated because you're not getting any eliminations and especially not getting any placement points. So Tiamba, I like the change of mindset, but it's just not at the right time. They need to do the fights when it makes the most sense in these games.
Yeah, I mean, 721 sort of took them down, and that creates like that chain effect at the bottom three, Max, you know?
Yes.
Giving a little bit of hope to none other than dopeness. They overtook them, put themselves in a good position, got on that north side, didn't scout Nongshim, and, you know, just leaving Kenji and Spigot to sponge some placement. But look, this is how crazy it gets at the lower of the leaderboard.
Was look at the top damage dealers here. I was just speechless by what Ida was able to do there at the end. That solo player, he was even celebrated with the kiss on the forehead, just saying, good job, please keep that up. We really need that, because if not, then we're not going to be able to make it to top 5 or even get close. But right now, that squad, with this kind of performances, at least they're putting themselves in that it doesn't really matter area, because they might end up going to survival, which might leave them open to just do whatever the heck they want.
Well, that's exactly how you want to be playing, right? You want to make sure you are comfortable, ready to go, and ready to get into the next game without too much of an, oh my god, we gotta win this game if we want to succeed. But yeah, really, really good stuff coming in from there. Also, shout out to EA in that final play. I do want to say EA actually doing a really, really good job. And I think if it hadn't been for the Ida player, you know, flicking in to get that win, they were isolating Ida really well. They were moving around and trying to control as much of the zone as possible. So shout out to them. It's still a really good game from them. So again, going into the next Erangel, want to see more from them.
Yeah, Arena. Shout out to you, E Arena, right up until the end when you got absolutely smoked by one player with very low HP. One team that has been actually very consistent today, Max, for the first 2 games, which has been a big difference from what we saw yesterday in day 1 for Group B, is none other than Nongshim.
Yeah, I was hoping you were going to ask me about Nongshim Red Force. I love the way they play because they're not an aggressive team early game, mid game, right? They're just trying to get a focus on their position. And especially if you look at this circle finish, western side of Stolber, very northern side. Where do Nongshim Red Force drop? Down in farm split. They go for wide rotation all around the eastern side of Stolber Mountain, get a great entry point, have a 4-man split, just scouting very passively, just getting some information, seeing where all the players are hiding in those bushes, and at the end, when the teams are at their weakest, they're involved in a fight, they have to rock up, they take the high ground position and get a ton of eliminations. Sure, it's not a win, but Nongshim Red Force, the macro decision making is just next level.
Honestly, come over here, Max. That was just... Ah, no!
Off camera! He gave me a little
As we're looking at the overall ranking for Team Vitality, I mean, they're going to stay up there too. Godlike still performing well. Just let's keep an eye on that gap between Godlike and Ida Esports, because it is currently at
better. Are they performing well? I don't really think so. At least not in that game. I think they were way too slow on that third party. I think they took forever. Once the third party was done, then they took forever to actually push Godlike as well, just giving them so much time to defend.
I mean, especially they only have 12 placement points over the course of what is now 8 games. That's a very low placement point, and the survival time must be abysmal. S2G, you need to get into those late games.
And for this team towards the bottom right now, Lace, I want you to get into your best coaching mentality. How are you going to hype up these teams like Tiamba, ETSH Esports, and Hustler Crew?
I will personally head over to Hot Jukes. I will reach down and grab his left shoe and probably not do much with it because, you know, I might get a complaint. But look, these teams, especially Esh, coming out of that, they had a great position on the high north side. They had about 5 vehicle cover, 7 eliminations, moving on into that zone. And what did they do? EA Arena. They knew that they were there. It's not like they was just kind of did a nice flank onto them, but they're struggling with these positions into late game. If they were to have just defended EA Arena from behind, it would have been a different story for them. But the passiveness when it comes just specifically to late games from Team Esh is sad.
Yeah, it is sad for them. And for Hustler crew, honestly, Kalaris, they might need a new pep talk, man.
Yeah, that's going to cost you the big bucks here for Pmwc. But I think in Group B, the big bucks has done all the talking. You've got 4 of the 5 at the very top that I think have been the big fish, the big kahunas. They've made some amazing plays happen each and every time. They've looked very flashy, but one that's been ultra consistent without looking too flashy, I think, has been Horror Esports.
Just swimming along in that pond. They're a big fish at the moment. It is Horror. They're doing fantastically well. Again, so far they've had 2 bad games, like a 15th and a 16th. Where it's not gone well, but we caveat with the fact that if they don't have a bad game like that, it's a top 5 at minimum. They've had multiple thirds, multiple seconds. They've had a strong win yesterday on Erangel. They're just a consistent team. But when we look at this, it's nice because that's very promising going into the finals.
No, definitely, definitely, especially since someone like Sky, right, is still currently in that running for a potential MVP spot of this group, I would say in particular. Beast. Maybe you can kind of carry that forwards into like a final if it does occur. And that said, I feel like the top 5 as a whole, there's a little bit of separation already gathering from the bubble teams just below them. So Horror currently is kind of that boundary. I think that they can stay stalwart in what they've been able to do so far. Good splits and being able to take central positions. And they do control space very well. It's just that actually the very top of this lobby looks so flashy. When those stack levels come in, it's difficult to kind of go up against that.
Like when we were memeing earlier on in the day with Vitality, they had a really greedy 4-man split. Yeah, they did. And then we had Arena with their 39-point game. But it just, by contrast, Horror's just chugging along. And I don't think we'll see 39 Elim games. We won't see 4-man splits going to the finals. That's the winning strategy right there.
All right, well, thank you very much, Blank. It is time now to send it over to some of the big boys. Once again, on the caster desk, it's more games here at Pmwc.
Thank you, James. Thank you, Blank. Very exciting seeing everyone start to set things up with how it's going here, Dukes. The day, of course, already raging on. 2 of our battlegrounds played out and another spectacular one just on the horizon off the back of what was a monumental clutch. I'm hoping everyone tries to raise the bar of their own individual level to match that.
They're going to need to, that's for sure, right? I mean, IDA did exactly what needed to happen to put them in the running, right, for top 5. They're still not there yet. I mean, there's still more to do, but you know what? Hopefully they can do it in style, and you guys can do it in style with that new Yangon Galacticos Champion Ancient Charm set. See if you can get that thing in game. I saw the players wearing it the other day, and I was like, I want some of that, right? I need some of that in a couple XL.
Oh yeah, man. If we can get 2 of those up here.
And I mean American couple XL, right? You know, because otherwise there's like 5 or 6, you know. I know.
Don't worry, we'll get you a tight one that fits nice. We'll get you looking fresh.
Fitted, baby. Straight fitted. And I'll tell you what, IDA are looking fitted to put themselves into that top 5. We'll see if that can happen. The rest of these teams in these lobbies need to go absolutely insane. There's only 4 matches left here.
Yeah, dude, it's gone by so quick today, especially, right? It feels like we've just whizzed through these games. Well, whizzed, probably rather than rizzed. Some of the players have been risen.
Oh, yes, they have. Yes, they have. They're looking good, man. As here we go into the second Erangel match here for Group B. Let's see if the zone's going to be finally kind here in this game, right? I think we need at least 1 normal Erangel circle when it comes to this group.
Is that what you want?
Just 1.
All right, watch this. You ready?
Yep.
Wait, you just wait. When you see the zone, you're going to be blown away.
Okay.
I'm calling it right now.
You had the crystal ball when it came to GOAT, right, before. Let's see if Jackie's got it locked in now. If this thing goes to Zarky, I'm going bananas.
Just wait, man. The anticipation is all going to be worth it. Trust me, Jukes. It's going to be the most revolutionary zone you've ever seen.
Okay. All right. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. I know a lot of these teams are ready for it here. as I'm looking at that top 5. Now that cutoff being 73 points. That
टॉप 4 हो गए क्लास अल्फा अल्फा खेलने वाली अल्फा 7 ये मैच मेरे को लग रहा है अल्फा 7 बाकी एस पावर एमबीपी में आगे बे 20 फिनिशेस भाई जोन तगड़ा है ये तो जोन मेरे को लग रहा है मिलिट्री बेस भी सकता जा सकता है और साला उधर भी जा सकता है क्या मालूम ऐसा जोन तो आधा लाख पर चढ़ के नहीं मेरे को नहीं लग रहा मिलिट्री बेस जाएगा जोन थोड़ा सा ऊपर ही आएगा ये रीजन में आ सकता है ये एरिया में आ सकता है वो दिखाओ तो ये एरिया दिख रहा है इसमें आ सकता है समझे
I don't know if I want a bridge fight. What do you do here? I'm really trying to crunch my brain and think. You know what? I think the best strategy here is to go in game and get the brand new.
भाई अगर अपना ड्रॉप क्लास कोचिंग की होता है ना भाई तो अपने को हर मैच में फायदा होता है क्योंकि फिर जोन जाने में बहुत इजी पड़ता अभी क्या अपना ड्रॉप लोकेशन ही फिक्स नहीं है कहीं भी हमें चल जा रहा है तो इसका ये भी कारण है कि अपना पहला दिन खराब या दूसरा दिन कमबैक हुआ आए हम लोग अभी भी टॉप 5 में है बट अभी भी हमारा गेम खत्म नहीं है क्योंकि अपने को अभी पूरा 7 के साथ 6 के 6 मैच खेलना 6 मैच खेलेंगे तो हो जाएगा तीसरा मैच है ये भाई तो बहुत बढ़िया से चलना पड़ेगा 3 मैच और बाकी है एक रहेंगे फिर 2 मेरा वापस से तो चलना पड़ेगा भाई मेरे पास अभी भी अपना जॉब अभी भी डन नहीं हुआ है इंडियन टीम को भी और बेहतर करना पड़ेगा एक और चिकन लाना पड़ेगा हमेशा प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट लेने पड़ेंगे तो ही कुछ होगा भी ऐसे नहीं हो पाएगा क्योंकि कोई भी टीम चिकन मार जा रही है तो सीधा आ जा रही है टॉप 5 टॉप 4 पे दिक्कत है भाई आपने अभी मान लो टॉप 6 के लिए अपने पास कोई 11 नहीं होगा कंपेयर है कोई 12 पॉइंट का कंपेयर तो है
Squeeze Elands, bully some of the lobby. You know effectively at this point, like you're kind of middle of the pack. You're not really going to fall that far down. The bottom side's so low. Slipping out of survival is going to be hard.
Yeah.
So you might as well risk it.
You have to, and I think this is the game to risk it. You know, I think that at a certain point, yeah, I think here it's all risk, for sure. As we get into the Miramar matches, then it's like, all right, maybe we got to play a little conservative just to make sure we don't fall in the bottom 3 if you're that low. But here is one of those games where you gotta shoot for the moon, right? Try to get that top 3 finish. I think if you're gonna go for down a spot, I think you go Ferry Pier, that Ferry Pier hill, right behind the gas station. If you take that spot there, it gives you a lot of control of the zone. You can hopefully maybe even catch some third parties. And it looks like IDA, of all teams, is going to take that spot. So they're saying, you know what? We're one of the squads that definitely could make it in top 5. And I mean, by one, I mean the only one, right? They're the only one really in the run for top 5 here due to that last game. And they're going to control this hill side, which I think is an excellent spot in the zone.
And it works out pretty cerebrally for them as well, right? Because obviously you come in, like you say, get that loot truck, arm yourself a bit earlier, that gets cut out some of the additional time they'd have to waste, sort of slowly slogging along, getting themselves better firepower and ammunition to work with. If they run into another squad, maybe they do just take that encounter head on.
Power craft
with a circle like this, it's not going to be easy, that's for sure.
Everyone knows creatine is the most researched supplement out there, but no one told me it could taste this good.
वाले इमोजी डालो पब्लिक 100 में भी चल रहा है आज अपनी होरा से फाइट हो सकती है क्योंकि होरा अपने पास से रोटेशन मार रही है फाइट मतलब ऐसा फाइट नहीं रोटेशन क्लैश हो सकता है अपन पोचिंग की अप्रोच कर रहे हैं फोरमैन एकदम साथ में रोटेट कर रहे हैं अपन पोचिंग की अप्रोच करते हुए
Fair few points between them and slipping back into the bottom. Obviously, the surprising factor there, Tianba. Didn't think that's where we'd be seeing them, Jukes.
Oh my gosh. That's like,
for
me, the most frustrating thing in this lobby is seeing Tianba in... I mean, I don't even want to say it. I mean, they are in bottom 3 right now. I mean, I don't want to believe it. But what has happened with Alpha 7, is making me very scared, because there wasn't a word, I would have the whole house on saying that Alpha 7 were for sure making a final.
Example of a squad that probably could, if they lock in right here, right now, game like this, right, run the risk. It's not looking great as it is anyway. If you can completely flip that around with a big result, get some points in, bro. The other teams drop down below you. We know they've got the firepower for it, Jigs. It's just gone quiet.
Silly quiet. I mean, for them to even be close to bottom 3 is insane, and the fact that they're sitting there right now is wild. I mean, they're not that deep down. I mean, it's only 2 points away from dopeness and about 9 points away from 9th place. So
crucial zone,
it's not the scariest position to be in, but you don't like to see it regardless. Next zone.
Okay.
Let's just see how toxic it's gonna be.
Okay.
Are we gonna get a crazy shit? Okay, yeah, it does go perfectly up to that mainland. So
स्क्वाडर्स के नीचे वाले दो कंपाउंड्स के आगे वाले कंपाउंड पे तो वुल्फ
this is the perfect zone ship for them.
टियानबा एकदम पास में आ गई टियानबा अपना क्लैश हो सकता है
so far uncontested.
नॉक किया अपन ने टियानबा का लेट्स गो टियानबा का नॉक किया अपन ने
position that's still very central as well. 7-2 GS once
again. 100 में ना मान रहा
they've been a bit of a dark horse.
100 में ना मान रहा बाबू.
Squeeze eliminations and bully some of the squads.
100 में बोल रहा तुम्हारा समय आ गया है बाबू सामने वालों को.
That little nip, make it harder, take out some of these players so that you can try and climb. That's helping not only them but potentially a few of our other squads as well.
Yeah.
यार वो कंपाउंड खाली अपन ले सकते हैं.
Take out here, guys.
अभी के लिए स्क्वाडर्स पे खेलने वाले क्या?
At a certain point,
split रख रहे हैं. दो स्क्वाडर्स पे दो नीचे वाले कंपाउंड पे.
I mean, I'm not gonna say at a certain point. It's literally this point now. Like,
right now.
The teams need to hunt down the top spots.
ये मैप का.
Like, you need to have
the
coaches should be talking to these mid-pack teams.
अपने को चाहिए 20 पॉइंट और.
Their drops. Now, I'm not necessarily saying hot drop, but have a good idea of where
but
they.
Second, मैं दिल से जा रहा हूँ अपन second है.
Try to gatekeep them.
Overall second है.
Try to catch them out on a drive-in somewhere. You got to do something to slow them down because just hoping that they don't perform is just not good enough. You got to make your own luck. You got to find a way to make something happen. Unfortunately for Tianba, they lose a player on rotate. So they're going to be stuck with 3 here in order to get into that end game. And now QZZ gets knocked out by Ida. This is worst case scenario for Tianba. They're going to hold the warehouse here, not the worst spot. It's one of those spots that you hard commit to. Are they not going to get this res? Oh, brutal. And that just shows the urgency from Ida, right? They're like, we need every single point we can get.
वो इसी गर्म होते हैं एसी चालू है क्या हुआ माँ कसम अबे यार अबे बे बंदे ने खेल लिया सबने एक एक पॉइंट निकाला अबे
A bit of a gift.
Dead center. Dead center here. So the S2G are still in play here. The duo from Tianba are not going to be in trouble because everyone's going to be crashing in this area. And you can see Vitali, you're driving right by everybody.
S2G हो रहा होने वाला है.
On S2G, not happy with just taking.
Quickly heal themselves up and re-peek back through. Razak, star player for this squad that's been popping off in this very battleground. They're going to go for the quick pick-up play, it seems. Federales runs in. Oh, the hovercraft just clipping the toes of Neos as he gets crushed. And Razy finishes it off there. They can block some of this space as well. Hard commit to that recovery. Make sure they get back to 3 members, Jukes.
How are these guys alive?
I don't know.
This is insane. I mean, this was. They need to be doing. They got a couple eliminations early. You know, get yourselves a nice secure spot. Ensure that you get to that end game here. S2G would have 6 eliminations, which is a great start for them. They did lose 1 player, so they got to start playing very conservative here. They full committed to this position, dead center. They're like, you know what? We're gonna hold the dead center, wide out in the open. We're gonna secure this shack, have all our vehicles blown up. So they really, really need to hope that the zone just keeps centering on up to their position.
That's the crew taking down Hyunbin there as they're able to detonate the vehicle. And you can see it's not looking too great health-wise for Nonshin Red Force. They chip damage onto one of them, 2 of the players knocked for now. That's a bit of a spread where you got Wolves nearby, Hustler crew in position. This is the fight that's currently going down. Oh, nade inside from Slanik as Wolves get that one on target.
Let's go Wolves, man. Wolves need to do something here to keep The NA dreams, hopes alive. Wolves having one of the best substitute players on the planet in Juancho. Fortunately, we haven't seen him in the game, but he is here in the arena watching over his squad. And hopefully looking to extend their stay here just a little bit longer. 30 points, not nearly out of the danger zone yet. They need a good game to at least solidify them to that survival stage. But man, that survival stage is gonna be jam-packed here. Tianba looking like they are gonna might be going to it. Alpha 7 looking headed in that direction as well. As you look at the top players, of course.
And of course, the remaining members of Tianba within the area for now. Surprised Ida from distance as well when we saw that fight with Wolves and Nonshin, but they were able to steal away one more point just off the back of the encounter. This is Yangon pushing up onto TT Project. Oh, they're trying to get away in the vehicle, but they're running into another team on the hillside. It goes both ways though. Damage done. Federales from distance helping Vitality put pressure onto these squads.
You can see Young Galacticos, there's Cloud, all right, popping a couple shots there on the side of Vitality. I'm surprised he even shot that, considering that he's so far out of position in this circle. But now I was wondering, where is Alpha 7? When are they going to make some moves? There's Obscure getting a nice shot there onto E-Arena. That's huge for this lobby. E-Arena going out here. Shuts down one of those top players. And Tourniquet, though, last player up. Oh, devastating A7 here. Oh, and good for them, though. 7-2-1 gets that elimination. That's going to be a huge sigh of relief for the side of A7.
It's Wolves as well, making it so uncomfortable for Alpha 7 there. They thought they could take a fair fight, be able to just play it head-to-head with both squads. Doesn't work that way. Wolves keep the pressure on A7. 721 GS as well. Still.
एक ही टीम है नहीं यार मैंने एनएच बोला वो भी खत्म भाई मेरा प्रेडिक्शन इतना जीत कैसे बे
The Wolves are holding the north side, wrapping all the way around to find a position in this next zone. Obscure just going to be eating a whole lot of blue damage. And this is stage 5. This one hurts. Alpha 7 just can't seem to catch a break here. Can't get anything going. And S2G, hard committing to that central spot, is working out so far. And that is, yeah, Obscure's just going to go out to blue. So that's A7. If they want to make it into the top 3, they need to win almost every single game going forward.
Impressed how good Wolves have been able to play as well with the really awkward fights they've had here. Handling themselves nicely against multiple squads. Sonic does finally fall, and he was hitting some big shots. It could be a detriment to the remainder of the Wolves roster. Yangon. Brutal position, bro. They got the smokes, limited cover, hovercraft still there.
Now we're going to see Ida. 4 players up. They took the most dominant position in the zone early, and it is working out for them. What's even working out for them more is the fact that Godlike's gone, right? Nongshim Red Force are hurt. E-Arena is out of here. Hora only have 2 players left, so, and those are really the only top 5 that matter, right? So, oh man, that's going to be really huge for the side of S2G and Ida. It opens the door. It opens the door for them to make it into the finals, but you still got to walk through it. Team Vitality, meanwhile, are applying that pressure onto Young Galacticos. It's only Smile and Romeo up left, and they are going to be stuck trying to just snake this one out and make something happen.
Nade from Smile being cooked. A few shots over from Tiamba as well, it seems. Doesn't overcommit onto chucking that one, just going to belly crawl back through the weeds and see if he can get into a good spot here. Thread the needle with a nade, get it on top of Vitality. There's the boom. Not enough to connect onto Federales.
Information going both ways as well. The hovercraft coming in from Romeo to close the gap. He dives out. Quick reposition from Federales.
Now we're going to see Tianba get eliminated, so they weren't able to put up anything here. Federales looking to go ahead and make a play on a Romeo. Let's see what he can do. Does he have any? Doesn't need it! Jump headshot, baby! Through the window, through the wall. That is how you get it done.
Incredible Elim on that one. But whilst Federales is celebrating, Ida's eyes light up once again. They know their job is not done. Razak takes the heat back over to Ida and puts pressure on them. Razy incredibly low in the distance. They got to go for the pickup play on Rita. They have to tuck in now.
Man, Team Vitality, 13 points. Oh, this is tough considering that these are all points everybody else needs. So they are just making this lobby that much harder here, as that's now Nongshim Red Force eliminated. So pretty dud game for our top 5, excluding Team Vitality. Aura's still alive with 2, but they haven't done much at all. And with S2G getting 8, this is a good chance. This is a good opportunity, right, for them to just continue to chug along and do a little good game of catch-up.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a bit of a sleeper journey for them today. I mean, 8 Elims. Still looking like they've got a lot more to give as well. If Ida go down, that's going to be them next in line to really try and take benefit from the games they're having here.
Give me 2 minutes. We'll be right back.
they looted at Pachinki, and they took full advantage of it. What a clutch play right here. It's to catch up and be able to make it into the finals, and they're looking like they're making it happen.
Locked it down. Happy with themselves. And a pathway now went from being possibly impossible to now literally a reality, Dukes. They're right there.
Yeah. I mean, but this is what it took. This is what it took, right? This is why we were really casting so much doubt, right? Because it took like 2 back-to-back wins to even make it a chance. They just did it, and good for them that they did it in the first half of
манай баг тодорхой хэмжээнд төв нэмрээ оруулсан бол
Back, chicken dinner. If
Boy, what we're seeing from Ida, the back-to-back. I mean, it's the 3rd back-to-back we've had in the group stage. We've had many coming on through here. Yeah, it's really nice to see. But, you know, it is a classic gameplay, classic strategy that we're seeing from a couple of different teams. Nongshim being one of those, right? Where they are going into the mid-circle. There we go. Mid-circle, finding a compound, and then just staying there. Staying put. Being really, really nice to see that come on through. They wait, and then about phase 5, they start actually moving through and spreading out, trying to gain a little bit of control as well. So that's really nice to see from Ida, and I want to see it again.
it is nice to see one team that, honestly, a lot of teams got a chance to just push up the leaderboard here, especially for the middle of the pack. godlike. They ended up being eliminated early on, right? We saw them start off hot at the beginning of the day. It has slowed down a little bit for this squad, especially considering they're currently in that contention for top 5. But it is a big opportunity. Lace, if you, Matt Niptera, if you can just stop hogging the mic and pass it on. There you go. Thank you very much. But as I was saying, Lace, it's a big opportunity for some of these other squads to be able to jump up that leaderboard. One of them being none other than 721.
Honestly, it's been such a ride watching this team, and by that, I mean they are making micro adjustments mid-game. Still, though, getting a little caught out. I mean, and this is from the likes of, like, I gotta chuck in S2G there as well, because they're literally holding this front position against 721 on the north side. And they were at about like a three play apart, and it's just unfortunate 721 aren't sort of making these, like, I guess, minor adjustments to have that line of sight on them. And I mean, they're getting caught out by these massive split holds from these teams. But yeah, I've got to add S2G there into the mix, because they are performing incredibly well.
I feel like you've been supporting 721 a lot today. Yesterday was Vitality. Can you support Nongs from Red Force? Just for no particular reason.
They don't need to be supported extra.
Like good juju.
I'll take extra points for them. I don't care.
So
can you just say, Lace, can you just say Hyunbin one time for us, please?
Hyunbin?
Okay, there you go. That's an extra 15 eliminations for Hyunbin today.
Guys, I have a reverse caster curse, by the way. Did you know that?
That's called a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I call it a reverse caster curse for everyone at home. But yeah, just PayPal me.
We'll hit you up.
You especially you, Max. Okay, we might find a good rhythm here, especially if you're able to curse the team, she'll uncurse them, and then you and I, Neptura, will try to curse them again. But for some of the other teams, a big surprise for me has to be Alpha 7. We kind of have to bring them back, right? For Alpha 7, we're expecting a bit of a jump up today of the likes of what 721 has been able to do, some of the other squads like Ida, but it hasn't been the case for Alpha 7.
No, it hasn't. They had a couple of really good spots, and then in this last game, the last couple of games, it really feels like they've fallen back down in terms of that momentum. They're not really building on anything, and we are looking now at the overall ranking, because yeah, it is Ida. A7.
वैसे क्वालिफाई हो जाएंगे वहाँ पे भी अपने को टॉप 5 आना पड़ेगा, टॉप 5 आना पड़ेगा या टॉप 4 ऐसा कुछ है भाई। टॉप 5 जाना पड़ेगा क्योंकि 5 टीम आ से 5 टीम टॉप 4 आना पड़ेगा, टॉप 4 आना पड़ेगा। बहुत मुश्किल है भाई ये। हम टॉप 6 पे 5 पॉइंट ना छोड़ के अपने को चाहिए कम से कम 3 मैच बाकी है। 3 मैच में कम से कम 40 पॉइंट चाहिए, 40 के ऊपर चाहिए बे। 3 मैच में 50 पॉइंट चाहिए तो हम क्वालीफाई हो सकते हैं।
Tiamba, what is going on? They're so passive. This does not look like the Tiamba we saw play so well back in the Macau Invitational. They look like just a shadow of their past selves. So Tiamba at
the
this
whole
point,
region, honestly, the whole Chinese region looks like that because they have not been performing well at all.
All gamers had like some good moments, but Tiamba, I would say, is the team that was expecting a lot of aggression, and I'm sorry to say I've been disappointed, especially by QZZ. He's not even taken any fights. They're so passive. There's still time to exit the bottom 3, but top 5 for Tiamba, not happening.
All right. Well, hey, I've been able to surprise you guys in the past, so I'm going to surprise... No, keep looking forward, sir. You're in class right now.
Okay.
Because I have a surprise for y'all that you get a chance to open up. Here you go, Max. Hold this for me.
Oh, gift. It's been so nice.
We're going to be opening them up. You guys are going to get some mummies. I get to keep the rest, so I'm not even going to try to open one up. But please, do me a favor. Open them up and see which one you guys are going to be getting. If you get the one, that'll be sick.
It rips. Wait.
Oh my god, it's okay. You're not gonna keep the box. You're gonna keep what's inside. Oh, and there's also inside a package, so you're gonna have to do 2 unboxings for me. Oh, you did! That's actually pretty sick. Okay, Lace, what are you gonna get?
Okay, you ready? Are you ready?
Oh, squishy.
Yellow! I got a classic mummy.
Nice.
Those are sick.
I win.
Those are sick. Okay.
Oh, Looty. Dude, we're half
playing. I'm so bad. I'm speaking like a motivational speech, like a coach.
Yeah, a motivation. Okay, that could work. Yeah.
How do you do?
Oh, how would I do it? I don't know. I would say something like, guys, we're in the bubble. We have to do something. But, you know, trust each other. We have to play our own game. Trust the IGL.
Oh, that's nice. That's calm. That's cool.
Yeah, man. I feel like I shouldn't ask this, but how would you do it?
I will do it a French way, like something like... Okay. Bon, maintenant les gars, on va arrêter de faire de la merde, hein. On va continuer à jouer plus correctement, on va faire attention à la zone, on va faire des kills et on va arrêter de se chier dessus.
Dude, you terrified the kids. What did you just say?
I just say something like, we're a big family, we got this, and let's win together.
I don't think I believe you.
Back to caster, guy. Game 4 now.
Say?
I said back to caster.
What did you say?
Game 4.
point. Unless E-Arena is able to pull some stuff out in the near future. They do have a very central position on this next circle though, so potentially this is the map to do it.
The difficulty, though, at the moment is that E-Arena, as we saw earlier, did not get a lot of loot on board early. They moved in towards South George at sort of quite raggedy loot. Hopefully they've been able to pick through some of these buildings, but they would have been under duress from the teams around them. We saw Wolves in there fairly early on. We saw Hustler Crew in there fairly early on. So in South George, I feel like they've had enough time now probably to be able to pick through those buildings and grab enough loot on board, add it to the coffers. But there is always going to be that question, are they going to be under-looted for this scenario?
Still plenty of loot around that area to grab though, right? They're down towards apartments, there's a fair few buildings to pilfer there. I think a lot of teams realize that they're already ahead. I was surprised that Wolves didn't make a run further in, but maybe they also expected E-Arena to get here quicker than they did originally. So for the Wolves, they opted to sit out a little bit sooner down towards Hospital. Hustler Crew moved up and were quickly rebuffed as Godlike managed to make this long rotate underneath Yasnaya over towards North George. I think it's a good spot. This could equally head over towards the north side of the map very easily off the back of this one. Alpha 7 back to there. Like I said, I mean, for Godlike, actually North George wasn't bad. This could easily head towards the northern side, which it does here. And you can see that Alpha 7 do have the center dot right now. They're over towards the western side of North George. Tiamba, you got Eagle taking a couple of shots through, trying to ward off any players around them. But yeah, this is going to get very hot very quickly. There's a huge amount of water still involved. Can't really see it because of all the players littering over towards Everest. But this is lilting northern.
It does seem to be. I mean, about 50% of the circle is on the north side of the river. And it's going to be teams moving across it. TT Project heading to the water. A lot of conflict now around those bridge crossings. I think, yeah, I think it was Dopeness trying to go across. Some conflict between 721 and Wolves. Wolves have swung all the way out east side, despite being in South George so much earlier on. Losing Baton, but they are across now, and one of the few teams to make it through over onto that northern edge. The rest of the bridges, much more treacherous.
I mean, Wolves actually getting through here with 3 players, pretty miraculous, honestly. You're passing through Box Compound as well as Watchtower. That's a lot of capability taking your entire team down. I think a lot more teams are going to struggle to make that crossing and probably will take more casualties than just that. Now, E-Arena, are they going to go for the bridge? That's the question, John.
I think it is.
चिकन भी निकाल सकते बस जोन अपना साथ दे दे बाकी एडमिनो भाई अपने बिल्डिंग के अंदर है बाकी सामने टीम है ऐसे अपने एरिया में 2 टीम है अपने दोनों बंदे सेपरेट हुए हैं एफ पावर अलग है माना सौम्य अलग है एडमिनो अलग है देख सब अलग है देख सब अलग है.
Two very scary teams, I would say, to go up against here for E-Arena, and they're trying to hold both of them out right now. I think that you can have a good idea that these teams are coming from the south side. So again, E-Arena, like you say, trying to cut out as much of this southern portion of the map as possible for themselves, but a difficult task, a very difficult task.
Ooh, Etch crashing in onto the northern throws of TT Project, and that leaves TT Project on 1 player alive. 30 points, remember, on the cards for TT Project, which means they are very much in danger of dropping into the danger zone of 14th to 16th at the moment, and with only 1 player, they are looking pretty shaky. The only saving grace for them is that there is another team behind them who have also lost quite a few players. Dopeness playing on us too, but they are much safer in towards the middle of
जोन पूरा गॉड लाइक पे पूरा जोन गॉड लाइक पे बस वो टीम अपने पे रश ना करे एडमिनो गेमिंग ऐसे देखो पूरी एडमिनो गेमिंग अपने टीम के पास जाना चाहिए मानना भी अपने टीम के पास गया वो और अभी अंदर जाने की ट्राई करे क्योंकि जोन अभी एक तरफा हो गया बे जो कंटेनर के साइड भी बन सकता है सिटी में भी बन सकता है जो सिटी में भी बन सकता है पूरी टीम भाई बहुत सारे
A threat. Nongshim Red Force get obliterated.
I mean, for Nongshim, down to XZY, and then shortly after exiting the lobby, 80 points here opens up things for Godlike, S2G. The Arena, I felt like they were the ones doing most of the holding. It actually turns out to be Vitality, taking shots over towards Nongshim Red Force, getting most of that damage in. But again, that is the benefit of being front of the pack here, front of the queue for E-Arena. Schwebs is going to take high ground, though, looking over towards Vitality. He did lose all.
Coming in, looking to beam them down whenever they can. It is a nasty opponent to come into contact with. We were reminded by some of the people behind the scenes that Schweppes is technically the only player here who could get a triple title from Pmwc. There is an opportunity on the cards for E-Arena to be able to make history on that front, as he was able to win 2 of them, I believe, with Vampire in some of the earlier days of the tournament. So he's looking to try and bring that power to 2026.
Unfortunately, it's been one game. They had one good game, right?
Yeah.
So it's not looking massively hopeful so far. Again, this is one of those games where they could strike out a 15-pointer, see themselves much safer going into map 5 and 6 over on Miramar. But goodness me, urban finishes, never fun. We're going to get our next circle real shortly. S2G finally breaking in to the circle on that eastern side. Our observers do find the map eventually.
This is nice. This is going to transition into a full map shot. There we go. Beautiful. I could see it in them.
Position to be on for all of our squads. Godlike loses 1. Vitality looking to move in. Beautiful bouncer.
Up the staircase, nades now from Vitality, looking to keep the pressure up for E-Arena. They've already taken a knock in the... Has to move for the Molotov, and the burn is able to take down Joker. Schweppes maybe next for it as the nade goes boom right by his ear, and a drop down from the top will be sealing the deal. Schweppes falls in E-Arena, now on 2 players.
The nades so far from Vitality have been just disgusting. Like, that's actually criminal. The airburst on the top side, you do not see players hit those very often with such pinpoint precision. Can you imagine that Razy's providing a lot of that information back towards his team? You've got to ignore the minimap here. He isn't out in the water. He's watching from the hilltop that is sitting over towards that western side. Really, really incredible stuff. Ida did rock up as well. The rest of E-Arena playing underneath that bridge now. But wow, what a breach by Vitality.
I imagine that there are going to be plenty of people putting on their swimming goggles for this final circle, Blank. A lot of remnants. The saving grace of this circle, if there is one, Nowhere is open on that northern side. It's just not possible for them to have scouted it. So just sitting up here, holding that south edge, they can start to slowly go forwards on that bridge in a future instance. And Ida, they're just going to have to go into the water and try and swim it.
Yeah, Ida going to send out over towards the eastern side here. Vitality probably sees this, but can't quite make the angles happen here because they are trying to avoid the shots coming through from the northern side, from the buildings, from the windows, in apartments. TonyK dropping down from E-Arena, trying to get some shots himself, providing that information back towards the rest of the team. See Hustler crew here, also Loco trying to work his way in. Final player there from TT Project did go down, 30 points as well. So TT Project in the danger zone. Dopeness tied up with Tiamba, who found 3 elims this match.
Yeah, on that east side, Tiamba actually have a pretty good spot on it. Mormon and TonyK both able to get the angles. TonyK steps up onto the cliffs. He's not out of the zone just yet, but has a little bit more time to play with it. Stage 5, he's full HP, he's got some stims going as well. He can hold here for quite a while and make Ida's life really tricky. Rita goes down. Emre next up on the chopping block. There's the spray and there's the connect. E-Arena doing bits to stay up in the top 5 and take down one of their closest competitors in the run.
Some incredible shots coming through from E-Arena. I mean, TonyK hitting those was nasty. There's a possibility to kind of like eke against this as well. Pull a weapon for a very short amount of time there, you can see. Just try and spam your screen and get the shot off. But you see here, S2G also are looking this way from underneath. Next circle though, where will it go? Will Vitality get thrown a bone here? Will we head out towards the bridge? Have one of the most unbelievable groups of all time over 2 days.
Vitality with the double drop down. They're down into the water here. I mean, they know they're probably not getting across the bridge, so I guess it makes sense. Drawing fire from teams like S2G across the way. See if that's going to pay out for them. They may just stymie everything on the south edge. In the meantime, Godlike trying to hold as much ground as they can. Tiamba behind them. Yangon Galacticos with a little entry there as a duo in one of the puzzle pieces. And the remnants of Plenty team who has fallen before them. Now everyone trying to make their patch in North George.
Aura still, decent spot. Vitality tried to use the vehicles to get good information on where these players were at before attempting to make their move forward, but it's got to be some snaking swims to the coastline. Razak's going to take a quick breather in the meantime. S2G also along the way. Lost, peeks out for a little bit too long. An overzealous nade maybe, but does get quite the distance over towards GS.
Gets pretty close, but yeah, not quite the full distance. Yangon Galacticos with 2 against 3 from Godlike as we tune back into the puzzle pieces. Godlike now committing to this fight, trying to push past Yangon Galacticos, get away from Tiamba. Smile, Molotov out the door, does manage to burn them back, but doesn't quite tag too much damage. Takes a nade to his feet, but does stay alive, stays standing, can start to heal, and out the window Romeo falls. Over the balcony, and Godlike might try and follow him.
Vitality taking a lot of hefty damage here coming through from GS. Unlikely that that's going to continue any further. Yangon Galacticos, defending champions, currently set to go through to the next stage. But not with glory, not straight to the finals. They'll have to play another stage here prior. Alpha 7 look to regroup. They're just going to daisy chain over towards the rest of the squad. Quiz now as well as Revo.
The main threat for Alpha 7 right now is Horror on their position. Everybody else from the south side is down the cliff or in the water right now. So in terms of danger to Alpha 7, that northern edge is... I'm surprised that the teams over on the south side in the water have survived for as long as they did. They are mightily tested right now. You can see, I mean, Mormon is right close to them. They're trying to get their weapons out here, get a shot off, maintain that pillar position, maybe find a shot, maybe find it. TonyK, maybe no, can't quite get up high enough. As Federalis, he's on top of Mormon, it's just about getting the DPS out, but it's not happening.
Just holding him under though, trying to stop him from getting the breathe off, making it difficult. Federalis dipping back down again, but yeah, for Vitality, E-Arena and Ida, this is a tough experience to be in. You see right now S2G trying to see if they can get themselves further up, to peek over towards where Alpha 7's currently playing, but they are having a struggle bus of it. It looks like it's still happening as well.
The circle shifts out west, Blank. It keeps Alpha 7 in, but that eastern cabal of players.
अरे ओपी नेट ले 4 पॉइंट हो गया, 4 पॉइंट हो गया। चल सॉम्बे 5 पॉइंट हो गया। ओपी ओपी ओपी सॉम्बे सॉम्बे एडमिनो गेमिंग भाई, एडमिनो गेमिंग ईटी का ये मेरे रश कर रहे थे 3 मैन यार, यूज नहीं करना चाहिए था। बस अभी ना गोल्डे को ना सबर करना पड़ेगा, जब तक थर्ड पार्टी फाइट ना ले, तब तक यहाँ पर सबर करना पड़ेगा। इन लोगों को एडवांटेज मिलेगा भाई, किल निकालने का गोल्डे को एडवांटेज मिलेगा। अच्छा खासा जोन का एज है गोल्डे के पास, तो ऐसे पॉइंट निकाल सकते हो। मेरे पास एमो कम है।
As teams attempt to make their crossings, how many smokes these players have remaining? Edge as well as Wolves know they need to get rid of one another first before they make that cross. As S2G slowly shimmer their way down the coast.
Playing on those cliff sides. There's still players swimming out in the water, but they are going to be so close now to the teams on the coastline. Etch trying to drop down into the Wolves, but they are ready for them. Teeth are bared and snapping at the heels as Etch try and make their way on through. With only 2 players, though, it's being made difficult. Another bounce on the nade there for Elementrix, just causing them to worry. On the north side, Horror still yet to leave their building. Another knock sent their way. A self-nade from Sleepy, and they are going to get flushed away. Grizel from Alpha 7. NASA from Edge. Everybody stepping into the fight, back into the blue, and they fall down. But Wolves, similarly, will take that tumble too.
Vitality out, was still in actually with E-Arena on the backside. They just lost one more player. The final one up is on very low HP, can no longer afford to go under. Guizhou now back up, and remember, Rebo was knocked, but they get him back up on his feet. These are very, very important points for Alpha 7 going forward. Aura somehow still alive here up against Edge on that northern edge, but for how long, I don't know. No Fear will get the shots off with the S12K. Get themselves further in this game. 21 players remain and 9 teams still up. Everyone has been cut down to size.
The swimmers have made it to landfall there, and S2G have to fall back to try and deal with it. The north side decimated. No Fear the last to stand for it. And across the road,
finally guys, God like top
solidify their position in the rankings before we head into the last two Miramars. MG3 in the hands of one, moved underneath. Nade goes long, Revo on the sidelines. Carrillo starts to move up, looks over towards Salme, who's making a But as soon as he got back up on his feet, he was identifying those angles where the threats would be coming from.
That's exactly what you need to be able to do there. To keep your wits about you in that North George position. They were the turrets on the swivel in their buildings, keeping control of the ground around them. Really, really nice stuff. No one really could contest them there. It was pretty unfortunate. On that north side of the road, it just was not possible to make it across. So for Horror to be able to be the last ones alive in that scenario, that was a good result for them. And you talked about their consistency.
Yeah, well, for Horror still, again, they move all the way from Yaz, all the way over towards North George. They managed to play a really tough circle. As soon Horror, super consistent. I have no doubt they're going to do very well into the finals.
I don't either. I think that I'm looking forward to it. And there were some really interesting CQC moments in that game as well, Blank, with, I think, a notable example being that S-Power push out from Godlike.
Oh, yeah.
To move back out of the zone to take the fight to Tiamba. I think you were calling it at the time. You said you liked it. It did end up going well for them.
Yeah.
It was just unfortunate that there were so many off angles.
I think for S-Power there, it's a really, really good call from him, where he understands that this is a difficult circle, a circle they are unlikely to win on. So in that moment, he's like, boys, I am just going to push out here. I'm going to play the off angle that they'll never expect. And Tiamba absolutely did not. And for that, S-Power was able to pick himself up a couple of knocks there, which ensured they won that engagement and allowed Salme then to get very, very far into the game. So although he goes down, it's a very, very tactical approach from
A lot of energy in the arena right now, and thank you very much, Alpha 7, for just calming down just a second. We've got some interviews. We've got Dark in here from Ida to talk about their back-to-back wins so far, and that is actually my question about it. Back-to-back wins, Darkin looking amazing in the clutch versus E-Arena. After what happened yesterday regarding their results, did they think that they were going to be able to perform this well, and was there any changes from day to day?
Arka arkaya 2 tane win aldınız. Bunun için öncelikle tebrik ediyoruz. E-Arena'ya karşı çok büyük bir clutch kazandın. Dünkü sonuçlardan sonra bugün değiştirdiğiniz herhangi bir şey var mıydı?
Hayır, hiçbir şekilde değişiklik yapmadık. Stratejimiz hiçbir şekilde değişmedi. Sadece mikro hataları daha da indirdik. O kadar. Teşekkürler.
Actually, we didn't change anything. We always play our own game. We just adapted to our small mistakes that we did.
All right, and I guess finally, are you going to be able to continue this on Get Top 5? It's looking really good for Ida right now. What are your thoughts regarding that?
Yani şu an İda için çok iyi görünüyor. Top 5 içindesiniz. Bu şekilde devam edecek mi sizce? Top 5 olarak kapatabilecek misiniz?
Umarım öyle olur. Büyük konuşmak yanlış olur şimdi. Teşekkürler.
I don't want to talk big, but yeah, I hope so.
All right, well, thank you very much, Darkin, here for joining us. I do also have Revo after that victory. Come on, guys, give us a little bit. I had to. How are you feeling right now, Revo?
Well, we are feeling good. I think like we did a bad day, but I know it happens. Like we are trying to do step by step, brick by brick. So we are doing like trying to recover ourselves, and we're gonna try to do our best in these last 2 matches.
Crazy circle there over on Georgia Paul, of course. How are you guys feeling about it? Obviously, in an urban ending like that, it gets very difficult, but then the circle centers on the bridge for some of that. Was that causing you guys some concerns internally? What were you thinking?
I think like gave us much confidence, and like God said to us, okay, I will give that save and win that match to like stay alive. So now we're gonna do our best to win the last 2 matches.
All right, thank you very much. Actually, no. Do you have anything to say to your fans, Revo?
Amo todo mundo, hein? Tamo junto.
All right, give it up. We're headed on back. That's Alpha 7.
Okay, guys, I clearly won that first game of basketball, but now we have a second game to play with 7-7. The reaction game is here. Anything you want to say before you start?
I'm gonna vitality him.
Animation. Come on. Oh, you're terrible. Oh, you got one. Okay, one. Hey, don't throw that at me. Focus on your game. Oh, no. Okay, Lace. Come on, another one. Oh, they're playing with you. They're playing with your mind. Come on, I'm going to disrupt you. Come on. Hey, there you go. Come on, 2 more. Yeah, I mean, this one's easy. That doesn't count. Yes. I forgot how many you got.
We're going to set it up, and he's going to do it. And you guys going to let us know how many I ended up catching, because I lost count.
Yeah, same.
We'll be right back. Hey, we forgot how many I was able to catch, but now, Max, it's your turn.
Oh, you put me into it.
Yes, we're going straight in.
Oh, I'm gonna be careful.
Come on. First one, you're going to catch it. You're going to miss it. Hey! 1. Ooh, that was close. That was really close. Those you cannot see. Honestly, I don't. 2. Let's go, baby. Oh, that was close. That was close. That was close. That was close. Oh, no. You got to be ready. You got to watch out with that one. 2. Come on now. I can vitality you there. Too.
I can 4 thrives you there.
Ooh.
भाई जिन लोग ने ये गेम खेला है ना भाई
Chases sunrise,
पहले ही अपने 2-2-5 थे, बाद में मेरे हिसाब से 3 पॉइंट आ गए भाई। 8 मतलब देखें तो 12 पॉइंट का अपने 12-13 पॉइंट का तो अपने पॉइंट्स निकाल ही लिए भाई। सही खेली बे, सही खेली भाई, सही खेली, सही खेली भाई, ऐसे ही मैं भाई तुम पहुंच जाएंगे भाई दिल से। और लाइक आई होप वर्ल्ड लाइक इन द फाइनल, 2 इंडियन टीम्स फाइनल में रहेंगे बे, वो सोचो 2 इंडियन टीम फाइनल में रहेंगे, 2 इंडियन टीम्स। अमेजिंग भाई, अमेजिंग, क्या ही खेले भाई, क्या ही खेले। ये तो बहुत बढ़िया भाई, गेम कॉल दुनिया के लिए ऐसे खेले तो अपन ही जाएंगे भाई। जितने लोग देख रहे हो उतने लोग लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब कर दो भाई। 14 पॉइंट देखा 22, 8 भाई, 8 फिनिशेस निकाले बे, 8 फिनिशेस। भाई उन्होंने चिकन निकाल के काट रहा है, ऐसे ही आया भाई। मतलब देखे तो अपना चिकन जैसे ही मैच आया जिस तरह से खेले भाई, जिस तरह से एस पावर ने अपने पहला फाइट में सपोर्ट दिया, सौम्य भाई ने भी अच्छा खासा सपोर्ट दिया। गेमिंग सौम्य भाई ने फाइट निकाला, जो उस टीम को मारे थे, जो पहले अपने से फाइट निकाला तो उस टीम को मारे। अमेजिंग भाई, अमेजिंग, लवली डे।
Northern side of the zone is also from Godlike.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Alpha 7 finally smacking S2G. That battle is going to be heated when we go to the clips on Instagram, because those two squads have been talking so much smack to each other. But if we actually look at the top damage dealers and the eliminations, it's actually pretty even out for those top 3 teams. Alpha 7, 8, Godlike 8 as well, and S2G 6.
Yeah, I mean, really looking at it, Alpha 7, Godlike, really well done. I think the highlight team from this game is S2G.
Yep.
Like, they've really put so much on display. Last game, right, in that field finish, we did see a little bit earlier today versus Ida. And now in this game, the final wrangle here for Group B. What a great northern rotation, entering the city, seeing the city. Oh, it's a little bit too busy over there. Then going for the cliff side when it's still on the bridge, Niptura, and then just kind of number one, fishing out teams. HamCG was just farming E-Arena. There was Ida. There was Vitality, just getting point after point. Really good execution. And then afterwards, when they clear all the teams out in the water, they actually just use that cliffside as leverage to try and get a little bit of an angle on the teams in the city. It doesn't end up being a win, but for me, S2G was the most impressive team in this game by a pretty long shot.
I know you were looking especially at something that happened during that match between Godlike and Tiamba.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there were some great smokes from Tiamba, by the way. You can see on the right side of your screen, the smoke's really good to make it cross building to building in case there's an off angle. But look at Somme, not moving an inch. Tiamba sending it forward like, okay, they all have to be in the other building, in the other apartment complex. But Somme cooking up that grenade, waiting for them to go for the cross. The grenade's good damage onto Eagle. And now they're like, we're kind of stuck. We have to come into the play. And instantly, Tiamba fully disorganized. The communication not there. And they get swarmed and destroyed by all of Godlike. What a play. What a trap setup. Godlike coming out swinging here on that last wrangle.
Coming out hot too, wanting to make it to those top 5, making it 2 Indian teams in the finals if that does end up happening. Spawer has had an amazing, and I mean an amazing 2 days. Not only does this man have great hair lace, he's also being able to put up that eliminations with 2.1.
Yeah, well, look, I want to say they've been having a fantastic 2 days. Manya yesterday, Admiano yesterday, now it's Spawer today, which I like that this team can like sort of swap those roles and those cohesion, especially when they're coming into this sort of stakes in this, I guess, this late into our group stages. I mean, this is incredible from this team, and it can definitely tell they're going to deserve a top spot.
I wouldn't be surprised if when he goes back to India, he's going to have a new hair product just sponsoring him because it's just...
Luscious.
Don't say anything. Don't.
What are you
I'm
just trying to
very
do,
jealous
Max?
of his hair.
Nothing.
What did you just... Hey, here is coming back for Max Mouse. We're going to be taking a look here at the overall ranking. Vitality, honestly, I'm just going to skip you at the moment because you're just so far ahead. Nobody's going to be able to reach you. Godlike Esports does end up moving up to second place. E-Arena, I want you to keep in mind, though, how close it is between all these top 7 teams. If we end up removing Team Vitality, Godlike at 89, S2G at 77. It can be changing in just one match, and we have 2 matches left, Natura.
Oh my god. I mean, Nongshim out of the top 5 as well. I mean, they need these Miramars now to really come in clutch because they are so close. They're just 4 points out of the top 5.
Bottom 3, you got 2 more games, 2 Miramars to make it count. If it plays out like yesterday, only Vitality is going to get points there, so yeah, be careful.
If Vitality gets the points, that means that it's going to be even more compact, and it might end up coming down, more than likely, it is going to end up coming down to that final match in Miramar. But before we head into the first Miramar here of Day 2, Group B at Pmwc at EWC 26, Jukes, Kalaris, and I'm not going to say a pep talk, but are we going to be maybe smacking them again?
It's crazy here! It's crazy here! Oscar, you can't even hear me! It is so loud here, Jukes. I can't believe these fans are all here rooting for horror in a big way. I think
those players, just the way the cookie crumbles. See exactly who those teams are as we head through to match 6 at the end of this. But first of all, we're going to get through match number 5. 2 Miramars coming up. Alpha 7, known for these in the past. Revo's convinced they're winning both. I'm not. It's really going to test teams' backup drops, how they want to navigate out of these zones into drop spots that are worth it, or however they'll have to go for some trash spots. In the meantime, yeah, this is definitely tough. It's been a tough couple of days, and I really do mean it. There's been some terrible circles, some terrible playing paths. It's all been horrid.
Some really nasty stuff coming through. Hopefully it's going to be a little bit kinder to some of our teams, but right now I think I'm seeing Alpha 7 and Horror both on this western road. Potential for hot drops there to come on through for 2 of our pretty importantly placed teams when it comes to those tables, so a contest for the vehicles. We'll have to wait and see if they do go for it, and they are dropping very close to one another, Blank. That is nasty out on the west side. Keeping an eye on hot drops. You've also got that Viademar situation. I think that's Etch, and I believe Hustler Crew. No, hang on a minute. It's Yangon Galacticos. They are getting stuck straight in, and already Etch have managed to bits of weaponry just yet. I mean, there is something in the hand. hands. I mean, we were looking at this very early on, both teams dropping out over that western road, trying to grab those vehicles. Looks like I think this is the right decision to try and get away from this. The danger is that they know that Alpha 7 are going to have some weapons on side. So the step out. Are you going to be able to connect it? No, no fear. Able to get the backup angle from Horror. And that section of the crowd, Kalaris and Jukes were spurring them on. And now they want a little bit more. They are circling back around. They want to try and seal the deal to finish the job that No Fear started, and they will be able to do it. Revo now on the corner at death's door, and it will be flung open, smash in the face.
I am sorry, but they should not be falling for that. That is absolutely the freest bait Horror's ever had to go for in their entire lives. I'm pretty sure Revo was like, probably shouldn't peek. They'll have another angle. But again, it got the better of them. They should not have peeked that as a two-man. The patience from Noof as well as Revo there. They decide not to peek.
Much more difficult now. 2 players on the western road, but the circle is out on that west side as well, so a potential for them to get fairly deep into the match and maybe look to more solidify their position in towards this middle pack, which, yeah, I feel like it's already kind of been done with the 55 points that they've earned. The bubble currently sitting at around 30. It would need a 25-point gain from our bubble to surpass them, which would be pretty miraculous, I think, for all of the teams beneath them to be able to do that. But yeah, they would like to be a little bit better, a little bit higher on those tables if they can make it happen. But now they are just too far from 5th. We are going to be trimming the herd of teams looking to make it in. S2G and Nongshim Red Force just behind that bar.
As a team that does love Miramar, it is S2G. Now, they have been fairly lucky before on it. Okay, we're going for the PM. Love to see it. Absolutely panned on.
Oh, dear.
A bit of revenge coming through for Horror. But yeah, for S2G, they do love this map. They've had some luck on it before. This time around, I don't think we can call this luck at all. They're sat in El Azahar. They have to move across. But if there's any time for the Turkish squad to do it, it is right now. To be able to send 2 Turkish squads through would be a very, very cool thing to see for the region. And they're not far off.
Okay, Romeo lying in wait, quiet as a mouse, but strikes like a viper as they step up the stairs, a little bit too bold for it, but still in danger. Romeo drops down, Smile goes down the stairs, out wide. Wiht can't quite connect on the shots, and it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade on the angle. Smile still with it, more to do, but he strafes across and can't quite get that spray transfer to connect. And it will be the end for Yangon Galacticos in the penultimate Miramar. Going down on 55 points though, Blank, they're very, very likely to be going to the survival stage here.
Yeah, this matters way more for Edge, honestly. Getting 4 elims there is great news. They also didn't lose a singular player. Everyone knows that you really don't want to be losing players too early here on Miramar. It does make a lot of your rotations much, much harder. Some of those holdouts a lot harder as these compounds can get quite large over on Miramar, but we are heading back over towards those crater fields, some of those more open areas of the map. We have a lot of dead ground over towards that western side. We're cutting in over towards the mountaintops.
Vitality with a little bit of a road ahead of them, but they spent some time to take down the They tried to move someone, scouting going. If you have to go down, you'd prefer it not to be a team in contest for one of those qualification spots to the survival stage. Next circle displaying itself with a hard south shift. That area that you were talking about being so jam-packed now sits right in the middle of the whole circle.
Yeah, around Ladriera as well, so pretty awkward. There's a bit of high ground over towards the east and the western side. But Ladriera is kind of this dead valley, right? And it's not central either, so going for some of those compounds that sit underneath the ridge side, not ideal at this stage of the game, but some teams might be forced into them just as stop-off points. Pretty much just hostels for them to work off the backup before they make their hike towards the center of the circle. But a hard one, definitely a very hard one, because you still have those foothills down towards the south side too. Vitality is just making their way over towards them now. Godlike playing around some of the compounds in Minas Tirith.
Oh no, Kamikaze. For another journey forwards into an area close to the center of the circle, moving in from the east side. Godlike were able to get one of the high ground areas around Chumacera, but Vitality are now looking to try and share that from across the way. So our top two teams, in fact, right now, Blank, could potentially come into conflict over this area.
Yeah, we say top two teams. I mean, Godlike's done fantastic over the last 2 days. They really, really have. But right now, Vitality is just incomparable to any squad. I mean, 142 points. I think they are closing in on the century in terms of elims over 2 days, by the way, just to make that very clear, which is wild, very, very wild. Wolves going against Ida. Emre did pull off from that high ground on that north side. Arenas flowing through some very, very open ground, but still not a position that a lot of players want to be in. Heading over towards gas stations right now, but that roadside, get a little further in towards the high ground, quite like Godlike's position down towards Chumacera. They're trying to center up on some of these lovely bits that they can get. Some great sightlines looking down towards teams, but is it likely to end up in Chumacera proper? I don't know at this stage of the game. It's very, very hard to tell.
Vitality trying to move on through, and they're taking the fight to Speed, who lobs a nade down in, but doesn't really connect on much. Razak is going to be forced away from the stair push by a Molotov to slow things down, allow Etch to marshal their response, to get into position to respond to this Vitality aggression. Trying to peek out the window, Speed has the confidence of his teammate up the hill to cover off this angle, allowing him to play on the windowsill. Tries to find the lineup down the alley, down the hallway there, but it's not going to connect, and instead it's turned around on him, and now Etch have to get off that high ground too.
It's just disgustingly fast. I mean, Federales is so quick on the uptake. The reaction speeds on this guy is insane. I mean, shown even yesterday with the inhuman flicks we were watching, kind of popularized from PEL region as well. So again, very, very cool stuff coming through from Federales. But overall, these guys are changing the game. They are changing the game. It's hard that you cannot be playing sloppy versus them, because they will punish every single mistake that you do make. Godlike again, slow roll. Love to see it. These guys are cheeky. They are very, very cheeky. S-Power getting a lot of information in through this.
Get some scouting done. Feathering the clutch. Trying to look as stylish as possible, spend the minimum amount of effort to get the maximum reward. There's plenty of rewards available in-game right now, Blank, of course, with our Naruto partnership. You can check that out in the game. Make sure that you're jumping in whilst it's still all available during the event, and draw for the Naruto character set for the Fury AUG. It's looking pretty. It's got a lot of firepower.
Yeah, the Ninetales Fury org looks awesome. Really does. So does the Sage skin for Naruto.
Oh yeah,
want to pick that one up.
Uh-oh.
Vitality do lose Razak. Federales underneath. Might need to start dropping some more smokes, but they're up against Godlike now. Didn't really let up too much. Godlike want to push on towards Federales though. Difficult player to go up against, but instantaneous response coming through from Axel. Razak was re-knocked instantly.
Now Vitality. Salme will find Federales there. Ooh. Axel on a bare slim amount of HP. Razy just trusting in him. Oh, what a close down there. The third party for the off angle for Godlike, and they are ending their first of 2 Miramars here on 90 points. It is not ideal, but they are still in second place for the time being. And the fact that the points go to Vitality, you're kind of okay with that, right? You just don't want them to go to anyone else. Vitality is just this bottomless pit of points that you can throw things away into and forget about them. They have, I believe, as you've just pointed out to me, crossed the century on Elims alone. 101, taking the rest of the lobby to school.
Man, 101 eliminations over 2 days, and those 2 days are not yet finished. A 50 elim per day average is just crazy. It is unheard of. Elementrix moves in. Neos will take him out though. TT